printed two of these. One of them I printed at a very slow rate of speed, and also it has 5 walls all the way around it. You could probably park a car on that. And another one I printed much faster. It only took like 4 hours to print. Has 3 walls around it. It's plenty solid. Also PLA, PETG. Anyway, none of that's really important. And I should really include that the files for this were downloaded from Thingiverse, and it's a nielpo Ego battery adapter. A lot of people want to know what you can use for the tabs in this. I found one maker on Thingiverse, used a steel ruler, just cut it down to size. I ordered some stainless steel off Amazon that's 30 thousandths thick. 30 thousandths is what I found out the thickness of the tabs on the power tools actually was. And of course you have this template when you print it out that tells you what size to make your electrical connectors. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to cut these out of stainless steel. You can cut them out with a hacksaw. I doubt you can cut this thick of stainless steel with snips and do a very good job at it, but I have a bandsaw to cut it out. I'm going to cut these out real quick. Also bought these off Amazon. I'm going to put one of these right out of the battery so that everything's protected as soon as it comes out the battery with the fuse, so I don't blow up my battery or something like that. Make sure all the edges are smooth with a file, or I just happen to have a belt sander that'll do a real nice job of this. Not all solder will stick to stainless steel. This particular solder won't. I've got an old spool of solder. I'm betting this is the old type with lead in it and all that good stuff, but after getting the stainless steel hot enough, it does attach itself to the stainless steel. The other solder I was using just puddled up on it. That didn't solder together. Well, it's soldered on there. Seems to be fairly solid. That should work. I brought a battery out here to double check. Positive is on this side, so positive wire goes in there. Slide this negative wire up in here if it fits. Try to line that up with the slot up there. There we go. Well, I had a pair of pliers. Those are both in. Oh, and I put the wires on the wrong side. Those got to be on the bottom so that this little tab will slide in. Some light persuasion. And now that I have both of those all the way in there, I can drop the wedge in, and it is tapered towards the terminal side in the holes there. So let's see if this goes flush. Well, I guess my wire insulation is a little thicker, but it hits the wires right about here. So should do it. And now we try again. Rather than beat on it with a hammer, just put a little pressure on it like this and see what happens. Oh yeah, that was easy. All right, there it is. Well, there you have it. And remember, anytime you do something like this, you're doing it at your own risk. And if 56 volts isn't a heck of a lot, but it'll create a lot of smoke if you do something wrong. So be careful when you do stuff like this. I've got a voltage regulator to regulate it down to 24 volts, which is what I'm going to do with the project I'm working on. So check out my channel for this project and a lot of other projects. Wow, that's tight. I'm going to have to lower this down just a little bit. Oh, actually, if you look across the top of it, you can see that one actually angles up. All right, the positive side one here was a little bit high. I put it in a vise, squeezed down on it fairly hard. I must have left a little bit of flash inside of that slot and it rode up on it. But it fits like it's supposed to now. Should work. And we have 56 volts. All right, soldered a few electrical connections together and waiting on the paint to dry on my little bracket for down there. But now is the moment of truth. And I'm going to see what happens. It works. We have rotation. Yeah, I'm hooking up the wrong wire. That's what the problem is. Hook that wire up. The other wire's for the headlight.